want to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail heroic. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember the 50 waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Dare to make war, we surrender. False words, important things are new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework planet. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before, or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird O' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello, world. It's Bird O' Prey 5, Kapla. And welcome, John DeMarco, to the panel.
Thank you, Bird. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you, as always. Today is Deep Space Nine Wednesday for June 29th, 2022, Season 7, Episode 15, Badda-Bing Badda-Bang. This is a Vic Fontaine episode, a hologram-centered episode, and I got to give them a hand for finally giving us what we wanted, which was a hologram that was self-aware, but not technically alive. I have no idea if that's what we wanted, but I liked the episode a hell of a lot better than last week's, which was a random shapeshifter flying around the Alpha Quadrant, trying to break Odo and Kira up from each other. It was a long time coming. He had no business trying to break them up. At least my 17-year-old self, or however old I was when this episode first aired, believed. LDG was first in the chat, waving. Welcome, LDG. Richie Poole says, Ezri Dax in a Vegas cocktail waitress. Yes, as a Vegas cocktail waitress. Yes. Richie, don't make me tell Sisko Prey. You've been straying. John Araki says Threevis and Butthead. And Richie Poole says, John, I assume you are Threevis, making Bird O' Prey 5 Butthead. I actually did just see the, not just yesterday or the day before, sometime in the last few days, I saw the Beavis and Butthead movie. It was okay. It wasn't what I was expecting, but it wasn't bad. Anybody's got the time to watch, I'd say it's worth the time to watch it stream. I wouldn't sign up just to get it, but if you've already got Paramount Plus, might as well. Richie Poole says, John, yeah, I read that. John DeMarco says, greetings to everyone. And I put in the link to the panel, and I pinned it. If anybody wants to come up, it is there. Dan Ben says, hello, Kapla, Dan Ben. John Araki says, I am the great 3Holio. I need salt for my bunghole. Okay, John Araki, if that's what you need, or we'll try to find you salt. Mike Richards is greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Hope you are as well as can be. Pop Culture Curator says, hello, guys. Kapla, Pop Culture Curator. And he says, Kapla, Bird of Prey. Hope you are doing well. Did you get some sleep? I did, Pop Culture Curator. And then when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to just go to sleep? And I'm like, wait, what am I doing now? I opened my eyes and I was just waking up for the day. It's like, son of a bitch. Well, it still would have been nice to go back to sleep, but I couldn't. Sis O'Prey needed me to watch Nephew O'Prey over the cell phone so she could do what she needed to do. And I watch him on the phone and keep him entertained for a few minutes. It worked. It worked. Thomas Potts is Bird of Prey. What does Thomas Potts say? I jumped. Thomas Potts is Bird of Prey. So if the mafia doesn't exist, does this episode exist? Yes, of course it does. As does the TOS episode of the Gangs of Chicago. The mafia doesn't exist, Thomas, but it's a tool for both Hollywood and the government. So it's real to Hollywood, it's real to the writers, it's real to the government, but it's just not real in real life. That's the difference. John Aragi putting in a few alpacas, also animals that clearly don't exist. And John Aragi says the early bird gets the nap. Hashtag steal birds garbage. Moxley fan says Bird of Prey, Kapla. Bird, hope you and the family are doing well today. Thank you, Moxley. I hope you're doing well. Who says hello all. Monkey Jeebus says, hey guys. Kapla, Monkey Jeebus. Richie Poole says, but we know Vic is based on a real person because his counterpart exists in the mirror universe. That is true. Arabic Sadu says, Kapla, Bird of Prey. Kapla, Arabic. Anti-Druidive Jill says, I'm typing this in so I can click on it. birdofprey5.com/SR. Thank you, Anti-Druidive Jill. Yes, if you're new here and you want to watch the episode with us as we watch it live, go to birdofprey5.com/SR for the screening room, and you can watch along with us live. In just a couple of minutes, I'll start the episode, and hopefully you guys can be watching. Otherwise, you'll have to watch your own copy, which you can either download your own copy, stream your own copy on Paramount Plus or Netflix for another couple of days, or if you have your own DVD copy, of course, use that. Josh Street says, Bird of Prey, which Beavis and Butthead movie? There's two now. The new one. They do the universe or whatever it's called. The new one. Josh Street, yeah, the new movie. Pop Culture Curator says hello to Arabic. Andrew Jill says thanks for that brief review, Bird. No problem. No problem. What do we got? John Araki says, Bird of Prey, let me borrow your password to watch Beavis and Butthead movie. Sure. It's password 2. They'll never figure it out. Mike Richards says, Bird of Prey, I'm hanging in there. Good, Mike Richards. And not that I want you hanging in, but it's good. It's better. Dan Van says, oh, it's the episode where Vix gets taken over. Yes, that's the episode today. Antidote Jill says, of course, it worked. You're always entertaining. Thank you. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Applause, 47 Yorktown. The Random Menace has used his 22 months in a row friend of Karoga super chat to say, Deep Space Nine would be a 10 if Asian Kyle was part of the cast. Just kidding. Greetings from the future. Greetings, Random Menace. And thank you again for 22 months of sustained Karoga friendship, of sustained Karoga donations through the who the hell even thought it's been 22 months that I've been having? It feels like I only got that approved a week ago. It literally feels, okay, maybe 6 months. It literally feels like 6 months ago, YouTube approved me for the join button. And we've got Yosef, 22 months, a friend of Karoga. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Dan Ben says, is this like an Ocean 11? Yes, it is. It is like an Ocean 11 type episode. Richie Pools says, Bird of Prey, do you teach Charlie about Star Trek during those phone calls? Well, Richie, here's the problem, is that if I do, Siso Frey takes the phone away. So I have to start with something else. Then once she leaves, then I can switch over to Star Trek. I just have to remember to be off Star Trek by the time I see her come back on the phone. Pop Culture Curator has been a member for 13 months. Thank you. And he says in his 13-month message, please say hello to Mamo Pray for us. She hears you, Pop Culture Curator. She hears you. And she says thank you. And hello back to everyone. Antiderivative Jill says a piece of the action. Yes, that's the episode. And Antiderivative Jill says that was a great question to Richie Poole. Do you target? Yes, I do. I do teach. Josh Reed says, if the mafia doesn't exist, does that mean Karoga doesn't exist? No, Karoga exists. Antarctic Jill says, physical media is king. I have all real Star Trek on DVD or Blu-ray. Very cool, Antarctic Jill. And I agree. I absolutely agree. Josh Reed says, but Bird of Prey, when I used your account a minute ago, the password was guest Prey 5. Well, shit. Maybe somebody changed it. The Random Menace says, I am hanging in here with what Jean-Luc's mom said. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready to watch. He does seem to have trouble every time he tries to use the transporter, I suppose. Says Arabic Sonder. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to count down and then we're going to start the episode. I am going to the screening room now. Are you ready, John?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay, good. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have launch. Oh, he remembers the Alamo. Lawrence, John Wayne, David Crockett. It's a movie. Way too long. They're not talking about a movie. A holosuite program. They got holosuite 4 booked for an hour. He's touched for it. Just 2 weeks ago, they wouldn't let the poor guy on. Just 2 weeks ago, They wouldn't let that guy on who got killed. And now they're letting. Now they were going to let Vic Fontaine. It's a big to do. Uh-oh. Something changed. I can't put my nose on it. Applaw, Kronos. Hello, John DeMarco's son. A pointer fault. That's believable. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Da, da. Bruno says, Bird of Prey, did your Uncle Paulie direct this episode? He may have. He may have, Kronos. I know he spent some time in LA in the 90s.
Sounds like Worf wouldn't be too thrilled if he had to be treated by, say, a holographic doctor.
Yeah. Can't all be emissaries. Chrono says, Bird of Prey, Sisko is a hologrammist. I think it goes deeper than that, Kronos. Vic Fontaine. Kronos is Bird of Prey. What will you show after DS9 finishes? I don't know, Kronos. It's the $1,000,000 question. We're not there yet. Kasidy, I have a feeling you're going to become a doctor in a future life. Ooh. Oof. Kronos is just asking before it gets too late. Please say Enterprise. Antidote of Jill says, I love her in this episode and how she convinces him to go. Chrono says it could make fun of that one award-winning episode from Voyager if you show it. Threshold rocks. And Andrew Jill says, and there's Captain Proton.
Uh-oh, it was the end of Little Polly. Oh, it sounds like Uncle Polly is still safe, though.
There are too many guys named Paulie, but Uncle Paulie is different. Neither big nor small or little. That's one way of getting women. Arabic Sonder says, I still can't stand holodeck or mirror universe episodes, except the ones where Professor Moriarty and parallels, and maybe where Nog uses it for therapy. It's in Jersey, right? Yeah, Bayshore.
And it's true that Kira was not very comfortable in the holosuites at first, but that seemed to change after she met Vic.
Yeah. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Hey, Daniel.
Hi, Bird. What's up?
Hello,
Not
Daniel.
much.
Hi, John. What, you watching Badda-Bing Badda-Bang?
Yes. Do you have the link?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Jill. That was quick.
Doesn't he notice that she's an alien by looking at her nose?
I don't think they're aware of it because they're all holograms programmed not to notice. It's a good question. When you feed it to your parole officer, that's a really big. Bygones be bygones. Has that ever worked? Oh, take care, pop culture curator. Oof. That's a welcome back. Wow. I got so mad the first time I heard this. I was like, you seriously? You're gonna go there?
Yeah, it's a controversial take, but the difference is that after Cassie talks to him, he realizes, might be taking it a bit too far.
I agree. And as Integral Jill says, Cassidy's explanation and her subsequent change of his mind is what's important here. Yep. We're no longer bound by any limitations except the ones we impose on ourselves. Cinnabon says woke. Not woke. Exactly. Exactly. This was the battle and not woke one. I do find it a little weird that they need their shark, and Avery Brooks knows he's coming in as like a top guy. He's not coming in as the bottom. Cinnabon says, might want to rename this series Kurtzman Space Nine. Okay. So Kira has to pretend to be sexually interested in the guy. Andrew of Jill says, going to VIX isn't going to make us forget where we came from. What it does is remind us that we are no longer bound by any limitations except those we impose on ourselves. Boom. And Chrono says, this is Ocean's DS9. And Esri Dax is headed into the count room. And Chief O'Brien stole her chips. Mike Richards. They're not a member. They were a subscriber, which is free. So this whole time, Odo is in the safe? No.
He was the tray, wasn't he, or something like that?
Yeah, okay, it was the tray. Not bad. I don't understand how they have no choice. They go tomorrow night. I mean, couldn't they literally go anytime?
Oh, it might be because part of their plan involves when this guy from the count room goes on break every night.
Poor Quark doesn't get much to do in this episode.
Yeah, he has to sit out there in a bar and listen to Morn's prattle like usual.
Hmm.
Yes, he did, Kronos, although he got better.
Where did you get the 10,000? Oh, Vic put some money away. Arabic Saunders says Morn's distant relative showed up on Discovery. Chrono says his second stomach is full of pure latinum. We don't have to bring up terrible things like Discovery. This is a classy stream. Oh, shit. Hey. He always brings extra drugs to roofie patients. The perfect crime. Antarctic Jill. Hey, isn't that that's Gowron?
Yep, you can tell by the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, Robert O'Reilly, but he had a different name credited for this. Yeah. I think Morn's entire race must drink platinum. Chrono says O'Brien gets strip searched. Ah.
Well, of course, even on the holodeck, O'Brien is the one who has to suffer.
Arabic Sander says, just kidding, Bird. It's because most of you aren't on vacation like me. What did you say? Dan Ben says, Moon Special does have hair. Arabic Sander says, hey, I was just mentioning a fact. Geez, Wednesdays can be rough. Mr. Zemo. I don't. I know. I like Mr. Zemo. I built much of my life around Mr. Zemo. Oh, about you mentioning more species on disco. Gotcha. Maybe Odo should try to get his changeling body into the lock. He's folding a full house. That'll keep him busy. Hmm. See, now that Star Trek music should be playing. Strip search. Chronos says engineers don't get any respect. That's true. We don't. Captain Cockney Spock. Applaw, Captain. Good thing they didn't kill him first. That would have been bad. Frankie now sleeps with the fishes. Not a lot of fishes in the desert. Ah, you're damn right, yo. Since you just happen to be a renowned singer, I got to do it. You came along and everything started to hum. The best was yet to come. We turning this into a trio. Think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till I've met. See that sunshine play. You ain't seen nothing yet. Best is yet to come. Come the day you're mine. For these arms to surround. Think you've seen before, but baby ain't left the ground. Andrew Jill says Sisko should have sung more on the show. Chrono says, wow, Sisko really changed his opinions rather fast. Well, with a good woman, you can do that. Dan Ben said they sang like the whole song. Absolutely, they sang the whole song. Arabic Sanda says, oh, this part is awesome. Okay, I can see why this one part makes it an awesome episode. Android of Jill, because his lady made a logical and very Star Trek argument. Chronos. No, she's not Vulcan, but she might as well be. Yes, Arabic Sonder, Avery Brooks is a real musician. He does play the piano. He plays all sorts of instruments, and he can sing. He is a jazz musician, so he can play and sing just about anything. He is very suited to singing on the side. A jazz man, as Antidote Jill says it. The shame. Would have liked to get him to to play We Didn't Start the Fire. Little Billy Joel. But yeah, Kronos, he probably gets high. I would bet that of all the captains, I'm sure they all do, but I would bet he would be the one least afraid about being honest about it. I'm pretty sure. I don't know about a jazz flute, but jazz everything else. Where's Lisa Simpson when you need her? So, no, a folk flute, says Arabic. I don't know which flute, but something. And Captain Cockney Spock says all captains are off their trolley 24/7. It's probably true. John, what did you think about Avery Brooks's singing in this episode?
I thought his singing was great. And like the others said, it'd be nice if he had sung more often.
Yeah, I agree. Kronos says, Bird of Prey, can you play the jug? I cannot jug. I'm sorry, Kronos. Arabic says the one in Time's Arrow. I know the flute you're talking about. I can't play it. I don't know flutes. I don't know musical instruments at all. Andrew Jill says, I think you have to take care of hundreds of people at once. To Captain Cockney Spock off your trolley. And Cinnabon says, at least no one gets fed to a nebula in this episode. That's true.
That's definitely a plus.
Yeah. I won't give any children to a nebula. Not in today's episode. Kronos says, Bird, you can't even play the cowbell. No, I cannot. Kronos says, we need more cowbell. Maybe I could do cowbell. That would be the max that I could deal with right now. Anyway, the episode was Inner Light. Yes, the flute episode, Inner Light. Thank you, John. I knew that's definitely. There you go. Let's let this comet, then we'll clear off all the dust, and it's just a probe underneath. Hashtag no cowbell, says Captain Fandom Nerd. Well, you're yeah, whatever. Sometimes you got to have more cowbell, Fandom Nerd. Sometimes you just have to have more cowbell. Kronos says, I wish I could live a whole lifetime in a few minutes. What a time saver. Kronos, I'm sure a lot of people might think that, but on the other hand, people might think what I would be like, shit. What if I woke up and my entire lifetime was just a few minutes? I lived it all in just a few minutes. That would be very depressing. Andrew Jill says, yeah, and learn about a forgotten and lost world too. Kronos, Inner Light was so beautiful. That's honestly, that's like my biggest nightmare would be that one day I wake up and realize that my entire life, what I think of as my life, was just like 5 minutes to some other life that I really know I'm going to go back to. It scares me. And yes, O'Brien must suffer. You would think with the timing, he wouldn't have had to go have his ass checked, but no. Even in this episode where everybody was throwing money up in the air and nobody was in a rush to go anywhere, he was still taken back into the security room and put through that. He could have been yelling, "No, I know so and so. He's going to take back over the casino. He could vouch for me." But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. He still had to have some guy put his hand up his ass looking for stolen poker chips. Poor Miles O'Brien. Anyway, with that, I think we'll call it a day. John, what you got going on?
Thanks, Bert. Just as usual, we've got Jeopardy coming up on Saturday night at 9 p.m. on my channel. If you want to check it out, we love to have anybody on here as a contestant.
Very cool. Very cool. That's Saturday, John DeMarco channel, 9 p.m. Eastern. Be there.
Thank you.
And with that, I guess we'll call it a day. Thank you all for coming. I will be putting out a Strange New Worlds review tomorrow at some point, hopefully early. Maybe I can do an Orville. We'll see. I don't know about Orville, but Strange New Worlds review tomorrow. And then Friday will be a Bed Life Friday afternoon. And we'll figure it out from there. Thanks all for coming. Bird out and kapla all.